Well, thanks for coming out in the cold. Practice a little yoga. So find a nice seat and just sit up nice and tall and close your eyes and settle in for a moment. Find your breath. And ask yourself this morning, what can I do today for my mind? What can I do today for my body? Which you're here, so you're doing something. What can I do today for my spirit? What can I do today for my relationships? What can I do today for my creativity? And what can I do today for my passion? We take a well balanced approach to our lives, just doing little things to challenge us mentally, physically, spiritually, improving our relationships, using your creativity, which I always think really is inspirational when you can be creative. And then what are you passionate about and what are you going to do about your passion? I think we're much better able to see the beauty, the grace, live our lives more fully. Please bring hands to heart center. And let's just vow to do something for our mind, body, spirit, relationships, creativity, and passion. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. So to kind of tap into that creativity, just start moving however you want. You can roll your shoulders, you can arc, you can twist. Just take a few moments to be creative and listen to your body, kind of feel what you're needing. Get a little more interesting. Some music for those of you here at home. Good. And then pause. Stretch your legs out with feet flat. And just come up to a boat pose. You can hold on to your knees if that works better for you, or just kind of move your legs and your feet and warm up the core. Be creative. Maybe hands to one side and the other. And then come on down and come to all fours position. And curl your toes under and just move forward and back. And if you want to add any wild movements with it, you can, just kind of warming up your wrists. Feeling your knees, your feet, ankles. Good. And then play with moving the hands out so the fingers point out. Maybe keep moving forward and back, but lean side to side. Maybe make a big circle. You can see what feels good. And then go the other direction. Turn the fingers towards each other. Just play. Just stretch in the wrist. Good. And then straightening the hands out. Let's work through some cow cat. And I'm calling the class today unconventional yoga. So you can move however you want to in cow and cat. Whatever feels good. And move with your breath or move in fun ways. Whatever your body's asking you for today. Good. And then go ahead and take a child's pose. And even here in child's pose, you can play with different hand positions, maybe move your hips side to side a little bit. Check in with your ankles and your knees. And then making your way back up to all fours. Swivel your right foot to the right, extend your left knee and come up to a side plank variation and just kind of play here with maybe arcing towards the floor or opening the heart, different hand positions, whatever feels good. Good, and then unwind and switch sides. The left foot swivels, right foot extends, and even play with lifting the foot. And keep breathing and come on back. Now bring your hands forward and lift to a downward facing dog. Just unconventional dogs can move, swivel the heels, you can bend the knees, whatever you want. Get everything opened. Be mindful though. And then go ahead and come forward to a plank. And if you need to lower your knees, you can. You can find a really strong connected plank and then lower down to the mat. And then bringing your fingers wide and forward a little bit. Your elbows are still bent. Let's come up to a funky cobra, unconventional cobra, and just kind of move in any way that feels like it's gonna help you open up. Plain. Good. And then go ahead and bring your hands back in and push back to child's pose. And this time, find a position where you can maybe be a little bit more still and or take off a layer. And then please come on up to all fours again and grab your blocks, if you will. And you can bring them under your hands. You can bring them flat or medium, whatever feels stable and like a good connection point for you. And then make your way to downward facing dog again. And then going along with that unconventional, extend your right leg and then just move it around like it's a tentacle, just kind of seeking. You can bring it out to the side. You can wrap it around your other leg, whatever feels good to open up that hip, open up the other leg as well. Good. Good. And then bring that foot down and switch. Left leg extends. And bringing the foot down. Bring your feet closer together and step your right foot behind your left to the outside of your left foot. Your shins are crossed. Might have to bend your knees to get there. Keep the hips level. Come forward to plank like that. And then push back. Downward, cross downward dog. Unconventional downward dog. And do that one more time. And press back. Good. And unwind. And we'll switch. So left foot steps behind. Even up the hips. You might have to keep the knees bent. And then just plank 2 times. Kind of exploring. And then please unwind. Now step your feet up to your hands and come to your first forward fold there. Even here, I don't want you to, just want you to explore a little bit with your movement. You can maybe do a twist. You can bend and straighten the legs, but try to keep the weight distributed evenly on your feet. You can shake your head. And sway. And then come on up to standing. And same thing. Just move shoulders, arms, kind of play a little bit, opening up and stretching. Swim, arc, whatever feels good. Maybe make a big circle. And then stretching the arms up, looking up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. And do that again. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale to heart center. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, fold forward. Deep lunge or forward fold. I'm ahead of myself. Now step your left foot to deep lunge. And bring your blocks to the medium height if you have them flat, so you have a little bit of room on the outside of your blocks, just in case we might do a foot to the outside. Feel the deep lunge, maybe move side to side a little bit. And then lower the back knee, hands to the front knee, just kind of moving the hips side to side, really feeling the foot and the knee grounded. And then touch the blocks, lift the back knee, and sweep that right leg all the way back to an extended down dog, just an explorative down dog. Good. And then bring your knee towards your right elbow as you're like in a plank, and then step the foot to the outside of the block. Good. And just explore here in this a little bit wider. Make sure your thigh, your knee, and your toes point the same direction, so it's therapeutic, but then you can kind of move, straighten and bend the front knee, lift and extend the back heel, whatever feels like help you get warmed up this morning. And then go ahead and lower the back knee. And if you're wanting more stretch, you can lower to your elbows. Or humble pose. And then just keep exploring. I'm kind of making a mini circle with my hips, just kind of opening up hip flexors. Be careful with your knees. And then coming back up on your hands, lift your back knee and step back. Downward facing dog. And slowly step your feet up to your blocks. You can do that crisscross walk if you want, unconventional. Just play a little more here. Forward fold. If you can feel all 10 toes helping you balance, feel all 4 corners. Both feet. And then step your right foot back to deep lunge. And just move Check it out. You can bend and straighten. Everything's lined up. Good. And then lower the back knee, hug to the midline, hands to the front, and maybe make just a tiny circle with your hips, just kind of warming everything up. You decide what feels good. And hands back to the blocks. Lift the back knee and stretch that left leg back to an extended down dog and just explore. Here. Like a heat-seeking foot, kind of moving all around, trying to find good stuff. Good, and then come forward to plank with the left knee towards left elbow. Hold for a moment, and then step it through to the outside. Sorry, didn't say that fast enough. And then in this little wider configuration, make sure that toes, kneecap, thigh line up or are connected anyway. You're not janking on your knee. Move a little bit. And then go ahead and lower the back knee. Lengthen forward, maybe lower to the elbows if you want more stretch. You don't have to. I'm going to do a little quad stretch because I need that this morning. You can straighten and bend, whatever it takes. And then please come on back up onto your hands, lift your back knee, and step back, downward facing dog. And fancy step your feet forward. Pretend like you're dancing forward to a forward fold. Be creative. That's the key here. Sometimes we get so rigid in our yoga practices. We have to do it a certain way. And I tell you, do it this way and do it that way. Sometimes it's kind of fun just to play and explore. We always are exploring. Things seem to be more connected. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Good, and then come on up. Stretch your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. We're just going to flow a little bit. You can flow however you want. Fold forward. Pranam. And fold. Please step your right foot back to a deep lunge. And bend the back knee and make sure your hips are square. Bring your hands to your front thigh. You okay? So it's kind of hard with the back knee bent, but you can square up your hips more and really feel your low belly drawing up to come up more straight in your spine. Let your arms dangle. And then maybe stretch the back leg more straight if it doesn't pull on your back. Crescent warrior. Extend your arms. You can play a little bit if you're feeling really stable. And then please touch down and step forward. And switch left foot back, deep lunge. Find strength, bend the back knee. You can even lower the back knee if that's more stable for you. Find the hips square, hands to the front thigh, lifting up, lengthening, letting the arms dangle. If you want, straightening the back leg and stretching up and playing a little bit. Good, and touch down. Move the blocks to the side, step back to a downward facing dog. And then you get to play. You can do plank, cobra, down dog. You can do plank, cobra, plank, down dog. You can do, I'm going to come forward to plank and lift my right foot up a little bit. Bring the knee up towards my heart, round, stretch it back, and put that foot down. Left leg lifts, stretch it back, plank. And then I'm going to lower. You guys do whatever you want. You can do many cobras. You can lay up dog even. Eventually making your way back to a downward facing dog. And then walking your feet up to your hands. You can grab the blocks again if you would to bring them to the outside of your feet. And then rolling all the way up. Whatever way feels good. Stretching the arms up. And bringing them down to your heart center. Okay, we're going to do one or two more. Stretch up. And this time, bring the arms forward as you sit back to chair. Kind of counterbalance the effect of your bum going back. And then bring hands to heart center. Okay, you ready for this? Shift your weight to your right foot. Lift your left heel. Maybe even bring it towards your bum and then step it back to crescent. Woo! Can do the bend the back knee, almost touch the floor, stretch it up. Do that again if you'd like. Stretch it up and touch down. Step forward, please. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep and rise. And know that whatever part of that you liked and whatever part you didn't like, it's your creative choice today. So let's do the other side. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, fold. Pranam. And I forgot we're doing this chair pose first. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sit and reach the arms forward till you feel super balanced. Hands to heart center. Shift the weight to the left foot. Try and kick the heel towards your bum and then step it back. Blocks are there if you need them. Crescent. Lower the back knee almost to the touch and lift. Try that again. Keep the hips really stable. And lift. I didn't even stretch my arms up. And touch down. Good job, you guys. Step back, downward facing dog. Extend the right leg. Bring knee to right elbow. Bring knee to left elbow. Bring knee to center and step it through a deep lunge. Good job. Ground the back foot down and come up warrior two. Take your time. Just kind of really playing a little bit, bending both knees, just playing with that feeling of really grounded through both feet. Warrior two. And just kind of get around and open. Move any way that feels good. Slide forward and back a little bit. Good. And then try this. Turn your right palm to the back and then bend your elbow and bring your hand behind you, like right in the small of your back. And then stretch the left arm forward. Good. Come on back up. Stretch that right arm out. Switch. Left palm back. Bend the elbow. And then this time reverse it. So right hand up. Arc back. And then come on back out. And Parsvakonasana. So either elbow to knee or blocks there if you want that, or you're feeling warm, hand all the way to the floor maybe. Don't lose the connection through feet. And then just kind of play with your arm opening your chest, arcing maybe towards the floor, keeping the spine nice and long. Your choice. And then reach down, touch the block, turn the back heel up. And step back, downward facing dog. Ask yourself, do you want to move here or maybe just find a little bit of a breather? We're going to go into the other side after 2 more breaths. So please extend the left leg. Come forward to plank, left knee to left elbow. Bring it to the right, left knee to right elbow. Bring it to the center and step it through a deep lunge. Good job. Ground the back foot down. Take your time, warrior two. Just plain, exploring. See what's feeling good, what's not feeling so good, maybe where you can left palm back and the elbow. Stretch however you want. And bring that one out. Try the other hand, right palm back, bend the elbow. And grab your thigh if that works. And reverse it. Left arm up. And then back. Warrior two. Turn like you're a graceful dancer. I know Lisa is, but I'm not. Parsvakonasana. elbow to knee to the black floor. And just kind of play there, checking in with all parts. And go ahead and touch down, turn the back heel up, and step forward. And in your forward fold, just kind of feel your way, see what you're needing here now for all that strong effort. And very slowly roll up to standing. And everyone turn towards the middle and take a wide stance with your feet. Make sure you feel grounded. Your weight's right in the middle of the feet. And then just kind of move however you want. You can arc, you can roll your shoulders, you can stretch your shoulders. You can be an elephant if you want. Your choice. And then eventually, folding forward, use your blocks if your hamstrings are really tight, because once you touch the floor, I want you to see if your weight's right in the middle of your feet, if everything's kind of lined up and even. And then just play with your hand position here. You can do down dog hands or hands to the outside of the shins or ankles, or even hands back between your legs, pointing the other direction. Your choice. Maybe just kind of swaying. Feel all parts of your legs and feet. Twisting. You get to decide. And then everyone come to a pranam position. So you're just kind of long spine. Swivel your heels in and bend your knees and just make sure they're tracking correctly. And bring your hands to your knees. And come up with your torso. Yeah. And then if you're feeling like you can stay there, you can bring your hands to heart center. And get a little deeper, lengthen through the top of the head, draw the low belly up. Goddess pose. You're a goddess. Good. And then hands back to the knees. Straighten the legs as you swivel the heels back out and come to another forward fold. Again, plain. And then coming to a pranam, very slowly. Do heel, toe, heel. Toes, just really feeling up and down your legs as you do that until you're in a forward fold. And then come on up, standing. Good, and come on back to the front of your mat. My pants up. Good, and stretch your arms up. Open your heart, maybe arc a little bit. And then when you're ready, waterfall down, come to a forward fold. And step back to a downward facing dog. And this time move your blocks to the side. And just extend the right leg, play with it. Whatever feels good at this point in the practice. Good, and bring the right foot down. And do the same thing with the left leg and foot. Come forward to plank. Lower to the mat, however you can. You can lower knees first. You can pause in chaturanga. And then whichever variation of cobra you'd like. Cobra dog, you decide. And then push back to all fours and just bring your elbows where your hands are. So right under the shoulders. Interlace your hands. Press those forearms down. So you feel really connected, and then lift the knees, dolphin pose. You need to, you can keep the knees bent. It's okay. Or even down. And if that feels good and you want to walk the feet closer and maybe lift one leg and the other, just play how connected you can feel in your shoulders. That's really what this pose is about. Good. And then step your feet back, come down to your knees, come back on your hands, and just push back to a deep squat if you can from that position. I curled my toes under and did it, but if that didn't work, just do it however it works for you. That's so good. And then come forward, make your way to your feet, stretch your legs out in front. Draw your legs into the socket so you're lined up, and then stretch the arms up. And just kind of play a little bit here, just noticing the length in your spine, really grounded through the sits bones, maybe arcing a little bit. And then fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Press the heels down. And you can even twist in this position. Just play a little bit. See what you can learn about yourself through this pose. And then come on up. And come on down. Slide forward and come on down to your butt right in the middle and lean back and do that octopus thing again. See if it doesn't feel a little bit more open. And then go ahead and lay onto your backs, feet under your knees. And appreciate that position for a moment. Lights down. And we're going for a Setu Bandha or bridge pose. So bring your hands by your hips. Make sure the feet are right under the knees. And I'm going to have you do it a little different. So think, I'm going to press the upper back down. So it feels kind of like your shoulders come forward. Press the middle back down, press the low back down. And then start slowly pressing up to Setu Bandha. And notice how the spine comes back into alignment. And you're really paying attention. So you now have the curve in the low back. Have your heart lifted. And then coming down, do the same thing. So start pressing the upper back down, middle back down, low back down, and then the sacrum, finding that curve again. And then coming back up, press upper back, middle back, low back, peeling up, coming up to Setu Bandha. Then pause there, maybe interlace your hands. You can play a little bit, extending one leg or crossing the ankle over the knee, whatever feels like fun and therapeutic. And maybe play with the other leg. Good. And then unwinding, releasing the hands, come on down. Hug your knees into your chest. A little side to side. Bringing the knees a bit wider. Point the feet up at the ceiling and bring the elbows inside and grab either the ankles or the little toe side of your feet for happy baby. And then just play here. Maybe bring the feet together. Maybe straighten one leg. Maybe straighten the other leg. You decide, maybe straighten both legs. I even like playing with a little bit of cat-cow here. Just really subtle. And then coming back to regular happy baby position, release the feet and bring the feet down on the mat wide. Bring your arms to cactus. And let both knees roll to the right. And then ask yourself if you would like a little more stretch. If you do, just lift the right ankle up and place it on top of the left, outside of the left knee. And maybe turn your gaze to the left. And unwind. Bring both feet up and over to the left side, or both knees, I should say, not feet. And then ask yourself if you want more stretch on this side. One side might feel different. You can place the ankle on top of the outside of the knee. Turn your gaze to the right. stay with kind of exploring how this pose feels, or with your breath. And unwinding with the knees up and over to the right side again. And then up and over to the left, just kind of using those windshield wipers. Good. And then bringing both knees up. When you're evened out, bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to open. I'm just gonna bring my hands on my hip creases and push the thighs away from me so I can really feel lengthening, or whatever feels good. You can flap your wings and butterfly. Good. And then press the knees together, hug them into your chest. Just kind of roll back and forth. And then think of your back of neck, make it super long. And then lift your head and your shoulders up and stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. And then stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. So your head and your shoulders are lifted. Maybe even your sacrum's a bit lifted. And then lower your right leg just to a place that feels a little challenging, but not too. Bring it back up and switch. Left leg lowers. Keep reaching up, switch again. See if you can really lengthen. Feel your low belly drawing up. And then once both legs are up again, just pulse your fingers towards your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Hug your knees in. And bringing the feet down, right under your knees, hands by your hips. Lift to Setu Bandha, but don't think about it this time. Just lift. Feel the stretch in the opposite way. Good. And then set your hips down. Go ahead and stretch out for a well-deserved Savasana. And even here, maybe you decided, hey, I need one more calming pose. Or maybe explore from your toes to your head this time, instead of how we normally do it. Just whatever your body's needing. Staying with your breath. Just notice the breath moving in to the heart space, swirling around the heart, moving back out. You can picture the air moving in and soothing the heart. Color is your breath. Even see if you can feel the heartbeat in your chest. You can't feel it, maybe picture it beating. Until you do feel it. And even see if you can feel the heartbeat in your hands or your feet. Or imagine the flow to your hands and feet if you can't feel it. My heart is a wellspring of creative ideas. I acknowledge the blessing of my abundant inner life, sourced and resourced by spirit. I am a source of healing and inspiration for myself and others. As I reach within me in a spirit of exploration and expansion, I feel my inner horizon enlarge as I recognize larger and better possibilities for myself and for the world. When I turn to myself and my inner promptings with kind attention, I find I have many ideas and inspirations about what I can do to improve the quality of life for myself and for others. I turn with delight and anticipation to my own inner voice. I listen with care to its whispered suggestions. I act on the guidance I receive, and my actions, concrete and well-intentioned, alter the quality of the life I lead and the life that others lead with me. My inner life blesses my outer world. That's from Julia Cameron's Book of Blessings. Just play with your breath a little bit. Feel the inhale and the exhalation, but maybe add pauses or try and lengthen it or shorten it. Just sometimes allowing yourself to make changes to your breath kind of fun and creative. Even though your breath happens, no matter whether you pay attention to it or not. Do that with small movements as well. Just kind of be creative. One finger at a time or one toe at a time, or with the wrist, whatever feels good. Start your transitioning, but do it your own way today. Eventually finding yourself in a nice seat. Just take your time. Bring hands to heart center. Remembering that you're going to do something every day for your mind, body, spirit, relationships, creativity, passion. Namaste. Thanks, Ken. Feels like almost like nap time with a dark light. Have a great weekend.